Hello, everybody, and welcome to Music Industry Insights Worldwide. And today I've got Issam with us. Hi, Issam, how are you?
Good, thank you. And how are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you for asking. Do you want to tell the listeners a little bit more about yourself, where you're from, and what you do?
Yes, so I came from a middle class family and I am a Christian man from Aleppo city in Syria. And I studied music when I was a child.
Yeah,
And yes, my parents noticed my skills from a very early age. And they sent me to a music school where I studied there for 5 years with my brother. And it was not, an easy period
yeah,
just because like when you are a child you don't know how to balance between everything and
yeah. You're growing
yes
up and
so
spending time with your friends and stuff.
yes and like your mind is not mature enough, so we were like studying in school at the same time studying music, and the teachers were not like very friendly. So
Okay,
yes, so for us like it was a challenging, but we always try to push through in some way.
yeah,
So yes, my brother helped me in that. He was older than me. And yes, so we try to stay positive, and thanks God we are here.
yeah, thank God. That's amazing. And thank you for sharing that with us. So, you've obviously been doing music from a very young age, and you're also an artist yourself in your own right. Is that correct? So, you bring out your own music now?
Yes, I always try to be creative. You
Yeah,
know, any song that I like or it's famous, becomes popular, I like to discover it on the violin
yeah.
and, try to be creative like that.
And are you still in Syria at the moment, or have you moved out? Or are you somewhere else?
No, no, I am in the UK now.
Oh, you're in the UK now, yeah?
Yes, and I met some lovely people, good friends, creative people.
Yeah,
So casting directors, producers, many of them keep encouraging me, to keep putting yourself out there and meet more people.
yeah,
So yes, I am always working on collaborating with like-minded people, if you can say, so
yeah.
we can, do international projects together, hopefully.
Fantastic.
And you want to meet people where you can use your skills and
Yeah. And kind of
feel
progress,
like
develop as well,
yes,
right? Yeah, I totally agree.
yes.
And obviously, what's it like, obviously coming from Syria and the musical background and stuff over there? Tell us a little bit more about that. Obviously, when you was growing up at school, do they have a lot of resources going into music? Is it seen as a kind of a job that you could get when you're older, or was it more seen as a hobby and something you do for fun?
Yes, you can say it's like more of a hobby just because of the community there is not very supportive, like the environment.
Yes.
So only people who like are in good situation financially, you can say, are able to afford going to a music school and get good education. So for us, we didn't go like to a private music school,
Okay.
just like public school.
Yeah.
And just because like we have like natural talent, you can say,
Yeah.
uh,
Say that.
that helped us a little bit, and we worked always on improving.
That's really, really good, actually. So, did you say that you had a musical education? So, you did music when you was younger. Did you actually do specifically music, or is that kind of just evolved and developed as you've grown up?
No, it's just like it's something that we start doing from, since we were kids.
Yeah.
So we were like playing on the piano a little bit,
Amazing.
like hearing some songs and trying to discover them.
Yeah.
So our parents say, no, like, let's send you both to a music school where, you know, you get proper education. And so we chose the violin at that time, me and my brother,
Yeah.
because we couldn't like afford other instruments,
Okay.
like
Fair
for
enough.
us. And the violin like was more affordable.
Yeah.
And I don't remember this, but my mother told me like, "Oh, you saw the violin once, and you told me I like it, I like it." So that's why that's why she told me like, we decided that you have to study that. And so yes.
So you've obviously come from Syria. How long have you been in the UK, and obviously doing your music? Tell us a little bit more about that. And obviously moving over, do you find it more supportive here, a little bit more understanding and around the kind of styles that you want to produce and make?
Moving to the UK, you can say it's something challenging
Yeah, I can imagine.
because, because for me, like I don't have a problem in using the English language or communicating with people
Yeah.
because I always try to, improve my language in English. But like meeting the right people where you feel okay, they appreciate what you are doing,
Hmm.
like, you can participate in their events,
Yeah.
you can plan for something serious. So that was the challenge for
Okay.
me.
And what,
And also, like, when COVID came, before I was in the UK, I
yeah.
was in Europe studying.
Okay.
So, yes, and one of the challenges was, being able to perform when most places don't allow that.
Right. I get you. Yeah.
Like live music, they always say, "Oh no, we can't do that for you, sorry." Or
Oh,
so you always try to find ways or convince them, or
you find a way. If they don't give you a way, you'll find another way.
yes, yes, it's hard.
I,
Sometimes they don't understand, but
yeah.
when you keep like explaining, like they give you a few chances.
Yes, totally. I totally get that as well. And I'm sorry you've had to face some of these issues and challenges. You seem like a really nice person, and it's such a shame that a lot of people accessing the music industry have to go through some of these barriers and challenges. Like you also mentioned the money issue, and obviously having to move around and learning new cultures. How have you found all that? Has that been a challenge as well?
Yes, a challenge, like, I don't want to say something bad, but it's just
Yeah,
like because sometimes people here in the UK are more reserved, you can say.
yeah, yeah.
And if they don't spend a lot of time with you, you know, they may not be able to understand like where you are coming from.
Yes, I totally understand that. And I'm born in this
Yes,
country, and I even feel like that sometimes, Issam, as well. I think you have to put in a lot of work to build that trust and those meaningful relationships a lot of the time.
yes.
Yeah.
And the problem, like for me, which is like, like you can say it's a small problem, but like the war, like living in a war country situation for 10 years
Oh, I'm so
where you could, yes, like where you couldn't be creative in the way you want and like you were, present in some way. I
yeah, yeah,
mean, like
yeah.
when like you want to create, you want to show something, you can't because the environment doesn't allow that.
You don't have the freedom to be able to do it and
Yes,
resources.
yes.
I can totally imagine. Oh,
Being able to like go out there, socialize, even becomes like, very like, like hard to do.
yeah. But what doesn't kill you
It's,
makes you stronger. And I'm sure you're more determined and you're a lot stronger mentally and emotionally
yes,
after going through that as well. And that's really,
yes, it took time, yes.
yeah. And how's that impacted you? And obviously your career in music, that must have had a massive impact on how long it's taken you and obviously your confidence and the way you feel about yourself and the way you see the world. It must have changed.
Yes, I think so. It just because like it's hard sometimes to find someone that you can click with, like,
Yeah,
when it becomes like doing an artistic project or, a short film or whatever. So that's the challenge, like being able to show what you can do
yeah.
and like tell the person I can add value in some way, you know, let's try to do that or so. Yes, and music helped me in some way to feel like relaxed,
Good.
when it's
Medicine.
like too much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally understand.
Yes,
I've been through a lot myself, not the same as you, but I've been through some bad things in my life as well. And I
yes,
find
I can imagine.
music kind of helps the soul. It gives you kind of something and it takes away some of the pain. I found music has been one of those kind of releases so I can let some of my trauma out, but I can also express it in a good way, in a fun way, which I kind of,
Yes,
well,
Yes, and it's good like you can connect with different kind of people,
Yes,
you know,
100%. Yeah,
people from all backgrounds,
yes.
and sometimes make new friends, you know.
That's amazing. I love to hear that. And Isom, tell us a little bit more. Obviously, Syria, what's it like over there for the diversity? Is it very much just Syrian people that are there most of the time? And then when you've come here, is it a lot more diverse, a lot more mixed? Or would you say Syria is quite mixed as well?
Uh, yes, like it's something like you said, but I cannot like say something like 100%
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
from my experience, like we met people from different countries, but it was on very rare occasions,
yeah,
you can say. So, like, I cannot tell you, like, but I'm sure, like, London is more diverse and more international than Syria because, you find people from all over the world. And
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people
yes,
come here as well to educate and to learn and to
yes, true.
reason, I think that's probably part of it as well. And obviously, we went through the wars a long time ago here in the UK, didn't we, with Germany? And I think some of that also brought other
Yes,
in, because they helped with the wars and stuff. And I think, that's one thing I do love about London is we're so diverse and we're so culturally open. But again, sometimes I do think that these underrepresented groups that we're both from are not always seen or spotlighted or given an opportunity. And I think this is one of the reasons I wanted to do this podcast was to give people an opportunity from some of these underrepresented backgrounds to amplify your work, to share your story, to inspire other people like yourself to feel welcome and included. Because to me, that's really, really important.
yes, thank you. We need more people like you, thinking like you.
Thank you. And also, like you're amazing. You've been through an awful lot and you're just so determined and dedicated and very strong minded. What you've been through is horrific for a lot of people, wouldn't be able to handle. But it's made you a very humble, lovely guy. And I'm so glad we've met.
Thank you.
We're able to share this story because, I can only imagine what it's like. And people in Syria now, do you go back sometimes or do you just not bother now?
It's just hard, to be honest, like to travel, like even for a short visit,
Yeah, okay.
because you never know what may happen,
Yeah,
and it's not like you know, like it has risk involved, but like you may never be able to come back here. That's the problem.
right, I see.
Because they try to, like put some kind of restriction or rules or, these stuff. Like sometimes you don't want to talk about them.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I totally
Yes.
understand. So
So
what kind
like,
yeah, sorry.
yes. So I just want to say like some friends told me like, try to be patient and it's better not to do that. So I
Yeah,
took their advice.
good advice that is. I totally understand and I agree with you. And what would you like to see improve in the next couple of years in the music and entertainment industry? What things would help you? What would you like to see more of? What are we doing well and what could we be doing better?
Uh, I think like, people becomes more aware of the international aspect.
Mhm.
So, uh, like if a musician or an artist can deliver like different kind of music, for example, I think like we need to give him a chance to show that because sometimes, people here try to put you in a category, like you can
Yes.
only do this or you can only do that.
Yeah.
And it just for me, like it's funny and strange.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally
So
understand. Yeah.
like even like if you show someone like a video or anything, he said like no, this is what I need, so I need you to focus on that.
Yeah.
So yes, I think like having like more open mind when it comes to working with artists or musicians. I think yes, we need more of that.
An open mind and an open heart is really, really good as well. And just giving people a chance.
Yes,
Because I think some people just need that opportunity, just that one time to prove themselves. And then once they've done that, they can use that to then go on to other places and say, well, I've done this now. and here's what I've done. Do you know what I mean? So I think that really is
Yes, yes, sure.
the case. And kind of like, obviously you've been here and you've seen some stuff. Like, how do you find it? Do you find that you're being able to progress now? Do you find you're getting those opportunities, those networkings, the collaborations, and more of those coming along now?
Yes, they are coming, but you can say like it's slow, you
Okay.
know, because you feel like people are always busy,
Yeah.
with their life, with their projects, with their business. And I understand that. But it just sometimes you feel like, oh my God, like I am lonely in some way.
Yeah, I totally understand. I feel like that as well. I
You
moved to
know,
London from Oxford. I'm originally from Oxford and my family are in Oxford. So I came to do the music industry from, move away from my family. And I find that quite lonely and challenging at times, and they come to see me, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's not the same as being there.
yes,
And it can be challenging. You based in London at the moment?
yes, yes.
Yeah, because I know there's a couple of networking events and stuff that I can send you after this call. If you're interested, they're free events that you can come along, meet some people in the music industry, talk, build those relationships, and hopefully some collaborations might come out of that as well. So when this call's finished, I'll send you some information.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And I'm trying to meet like more people who can do films as well. Like
Yeah,
I can see myself like, being part of a TV show, for example, or,
amazing.
you know, film for Netflix, you
Yeah.
know,
So you are thinking
something
about
like
the
that.
music side of it, or do you want to actually be like an actor as well?
It's like both, you can say,
Okay.
because I did some short films and different plays when I was in my country. Also,
Well done.
got the chance to like take many lessons from good mentors in the acting industry.
Yeah.
So they always try to encourage me, like, you can do both, and we know you are talented, and just be patient. Sometimes, things don't happen fast.
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, yeah. Patience is a massive one, I think. Patience, but also believing in yourself and dedication,
yes,
and just keep going. Because I think sometimes we all run against that. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it's moving fast enough. We're not getting anywhere, but we are. I just,
yes,
and it feels like that in our heads, right?
yes. It's all, you can say like a mental game.
Yes,
You
100%.
have to remind yourself like who you are, what you can do,
Yeah.
regardless of all the negativity that some
Mhm.
people throw at you. So,
Yes, I totally understand that. And I get that as well. Even me, it's not always easy. And you've got to have a really thick skin and you've got to try and not let it get to you inside. You know what I mean? You just got
yes,
to keep it moving. And I think that's something I really get from you as well is no matter what's happened in your life, you just keep a smile, you keep going and you just keep moving forward because that's so inspirational and inspiring. I'm sure so many people will get that from you as well.
yes, I hope that it just like we are sensitive, as artists.
Yes.
So, like when someone like, try to put us down, it affects. Like we don't want to show that, and we try to, stay positive, but
Mm.
we hope at the same time people really, appreciate artists or musicians
Yeah.
if they are good, like if they are doing good work.
Yes.
So
100%. And do you think cultural and age differences, especially here in the UK, do you think that older people are the harder it is to kind of fit in, or do you find the younger they are, it's easier? How do you find that? Do you think there's any cultural age differences that have an impact on equality and diversity in the music industry?
I don't know, what to say about that,
Yeah.
but I feel like people always try to, put themselves out there and perform for free,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
when there is an open mic or anything. And it's sad to always see like very good talents that don't get the appreciation that they deserve.
Yeah. 100%.
So you find yourself like doing, more free events than you need, you know. So I always try to do that as well, like from time to time, whenever I have extra time, I try to volunteer in projects like where I can play for people just to make them feel happy. I performed in different churches here in the UK.
Wow.
So
That's
yes,
that's really nice.
and that's good in some way where you can make people like more closer to you, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. But I
So
think sometimes you've got to pay your bills as well, right? You've got to survive, you've got to live.
yes, yes.
That must be quite challenging. And obviously, does that affect you and your mental health and how you feel about yourself at times?
Uh, it's challenging when you are like a creative person and
Yeah.
you feel like the world took so much of your life. You feel like now you have time, but it's not a lot of time,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, if it makes sense.
Yeah. It makes sense. We're only living one life. We're only here this once, right? So you've got to make the most of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So you feel like, oh, I have so many ideas, but I know like I will not be able to do this until whatever it is. So
Yeah.
yes.
I totally understand. And obviously you're looking at releasing music and stuff like that. So what kind of people are you looking to work with at the moment? And how can we kind of help you do that? So is there any ways people can connect with you? If they can find you on social media, they can reach out to you and collaborate. What kind of people are you looking for and how can people contact you?
Yes, so I'm happy to receive messages by email and if it's necessary by WhatsApp,
Okay.
like, you know, so I can share my email here with everyone if,
Do you have social
people
media
are.
or something? Do you have any social media where people could message you maybe on there?
Yes, I have my Instagram and I remember I sent you the link
Yes, I'll leave them all in
maybe
the description below. Yeah, once
in
the
the email. Yes, so that's one of them.
okay.
And also my email is my name,
Yes,
ISSAMAND 2011 at yahoo.com.
perfect.
So, yes, anyone can send me an email about ideas or, film projects. I'm happy to collaborate.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And thank you for sharing that with us. Obviously, like you were saying, have you ever suffered from discrimination or stigma being in the music industry here in the UK? Has that ever happened to you?
Like you can say it happens, but like not in a direct way.
Right. Mm-hmm.
When you start thinking about like why this happened, and yes, like it happens a few times.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
So yes, and you can say it happens more to me in Europe than here.
Right. Okay. Why do you think that is?
Yes,
Why do you think Europe's worse than here for that?
I really don't know, but like it just, you know, like sometimes you are in the wrong places,
Y- Yeah.
just because you are not like very aware of everything in the country. So you think like it's okay to do this or it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
And then you got attacked, like, so yes.
I totally understand. And obviously you play the violin. And what kind of style of music do you make? And do you sing as well? And what are your kind of talents when you talk about being an artist? What is it you actually involved yourself with in the music?
Yes, so for me, I like drawing and I have a good voice, like when it becomes to, sorry, when it comes to singing,
Yes.
but I don't do it like I don't sing,
Okay.
I prefer more of performing, like
Yeah.
whether it's acting or playing the violin.
Okay.
And I drew like many pictures when I was a child, like funny stories for children,
Oh, amazing.
you know. Yes, like just to make them aware of few things or, give them an advice.
That's really
And yes,
so you've got many different talents. So you can do loads of different things. You're like an all-rounder, really, a musician, an actor, and a writer, on the sounds of it.
yes, like you can say that. So for me, I love being able to perform. So it's like even if it is like a voiceover work, I
Yeah.
found it fun.
Of course, you
Be
should enjoy it. 100%. Yeah, that's what it should be about, is having fun.
yes,
100%.
because I like to, like in the past, I did some voiceover work, like
Yeah.
serious voiceover work, and some funny ones.
Wow.
Just because like I have the ability to improvise. So people told me like we need that, we want that.
That's nice.
So Yes, like being able to improvise live, without a script on
Wow,
camera, you
wow,
know,
that's talented.
just yes. So
Well,
thanks God for that.
yeah, thank God for that, and well done to you for doing that. That's amazing. And
Thank you.
obviously, before we go, is there any major wins or successes that you'd like to share with us, or any up and coming music or tracks that you're going to be releasing, so people can go and check them out, or go and download them or buy them to go and support your work?
Yes, so for me, I don't have like official albums. So
Yeah.
whenever I have time, I post on YouTube
Okay.
some videos, and so people can go to a website that some of my friends helped me to build.
Amazing.
It is www.superjoy.com/, my name, Issam,
Yeah.
ISSAM.
Okay. Did you send me
So
that in the description that you sent me? Have you sent me that already or not?
yes,
Okay, I'll
yes,
remember
I remember.
that so people can find that in the description as well. So,
Yes, so superjoi.com/ISSAM.
fantastic. That's all up on the screen anyway, because what we'll do is we'll use one for the podcast and then I'll also upload one onto YouTube. So certain people will be able to see it as well with the subtitles, just to make sure we're including everyone. And obviously in all of the descriptions, I'll leave all the links for your music, your social media,
Yes, thank you.
website.
That will help.
It's been
Yes,
an absolute pleasure. And thank you so, so much for coming along and sharing your story. You're such an inspiration to many people. I'm so glad we've met. And yeah, like I said to you, I'll send you some information about some of the events that are coming up, and it'd be great
thank you.
person as well.
And yes, one more thing is like I have a website for my acting stuff.
Okay.
So people can go to ISSAMH
Yeah.
dot FENIX
Okay.
360.net.
Perfect.
And if they check the website, they will find
Okay. And what
me.
is that kind of all
Yes.
your show reels of what you've done in the past and the work that you've worked on your document?
Yes, like I have promos there and some acting scenes from different projects. Yes,
Amazing. Well done, you. Well done.
thank
Well,
you.
all of that on there as well. So thank you ever so much again. And hopefully we'll speak again soon.
Hopefully, yes. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Keep up the amazing work.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.